up?
This stupid freaking spec. Ugh.
Today I'm going to be talking about my experience having stretched ears.
And a fucking bug too. Are you serious?
And then closing them up. The reason I'm doing this video is because actually the other day I was deleting footage off of my memory card to make more room, and I realized last year I recorded the process of me trying to close my gauges in October. So I wanted to tell you about where I'm at today in April. That was October 2019, and I'm first off gonna show you guys what I use to size up and all that kind of stuff, a couple of the experiences I've had and why I think I've had them, and yeah, hopefully this video is helpful or informative in any sort of way for you guys. And this little M&M is where I have my puberty. I'm joking. I went to size 2, which is this size, and then the size that I started with was the blue one next to it. So you can see there's quite a big difference there in how much stretching I had to do. But I mean, there's a lot of y'all out there that have some huge gauges that are beautiful, but I only went to a 2 because I was scared that my ears wouldn't close back up. Let me talk about my experience. This used to be a taper, but since I was in high school and I didn't have much money to buy more gauges, I just clipped them so that they would not stick out in the back. I started at this size, and then every time I sized up, I had a blowout. I don't want to say it was because I wasn't being patient enough with putting it through and sizing up. I have my theory on why I think I had a blowout every single time, and this is not normal for everyone. So if you use moisturizer or even like coconut oil to help you size up, it's a little bit easier and it helps get the gauge in there, the new size. But the reason I think it didn't work out for me is because I had my ears pierced in the same spot like 7 times. I'm not even exaggerating, I'm pretty sure it was 7 times. And of course, every time they do it, it's not in the actual precise same spot as the last time. So I'm pretty sure I had a bunch of little holes going on there because, backstory here, I had a nickel allergy and I was like, I'm buying nickel-free earrings, I don't know what the problem is. And I didn't realize until the last time that the reason I kept getting infections in my piercing hole is because the back of the earring was nickel. How stupid is that? I didn't realize that. So I kept getting it done over and over and over again, and basically begging my parents to like keep taking me back to the piercer, and they're just like, it's just gonna get infected again, but okay. I eventually figured out it was the back of my earring, and I switched to only those clear ones, the jelly clear ones, as the backs of my earrings. That time it lasted. But when I went to go size up every time, no matter how slow I took it, no matter how much coconut oil or moisturizer I used to try to lubricate it, it would just rip every single time. And I think it's because of the several scar tissue holes that I had in there already. They just ripped. Very pleasant. And then one time I didn't have a size 6. So I went straight from an 8 to a 4. Not a good idea. Don't do that. It was the worst blowout I had, and I had like white crustiness all in there. It was gross and it was very painful. So I got to a size 2 and I didn't want to push it any bigger because I was scared that they would never close up again, which everything I've heard on the internet and from people I know is that if you go to a 0, it will close back up, but any bigger than a 0, like a 00 or bigger, will not close up. I don't know if the length of time that you have it affects the ability of it to close back up or not, but I only went up to a 2. I just wanted to be on the safe side. I never stopped liking having stretched ears, but one day I was like, I really want to wear these like regular earrings. I wanted to get like 3 golden hoops right here. I loved that idea for a minute, but after I took out my gauges, I was like, I like the single look. I'll just leave it by itself for now. And if I decide to do something else in the future, I'll do it. But the turning point for me was when I was thinking about just getting regular earrings. I was like, well, let me try a couple more times. Let me go on Etsy and get some really freaking cool gauges that someone made themselves, some plugs or whatever. I ordered some clear silicone gauges because I really liked that look of not having anything in the hole, but it just being a hole on my, like a hole puncher is kind of what it looked like, and I really liked it. But my favorite tunnels got hair dye all over them and turned orange. Couldn't use those anymore. So then I went on Etsy and I got these, which looked so much better online. I'm not gonna say who created them. And when I put them in, they didn't fit my ear, so I had to keep pushing it back. As you can see, the edges like weren't perfectly done. I put them in. They did not look nearly as good as the ones that I had before that I'm pretty sure I got from Hot Topic. So I got those. They didn't make me happy. And then I ordered these, which are beautiful. These are brown glass, double flared plugs. And I was so excited about them that I was like, okay, I'll keep gauges for a while because I'm so excited to get these in the mail. So I got them in the mail, and then I tried to put them in my ear and they wouldn't go in. I've had a 2 gauge since 2012. You would think I'd be able to get in a double flare, but since it's glass, it was not bendable at all or anything like that. So I had a really hard time trying to get it in, and I could have tried harder by using some other plugs and getting my ear stretched a little bit more. I blew out my ear trying to get these in. So I was like, gauges right now, because I'm not feeling it. I give up, because I've heard that if you blow out your ear and you take your gauge out and you just have nothing in your ear, after a blowout, apparently the hole closes quicker. So I was like, if I'm ever gonna take my gauges out, it's the time to do it right now. I don't know if that helped anything with how my piercing holes shrunk back up, but I'll show you what they look like today. Right now, I'll insert the footage of right after I took my gauges out and began this process. And then after I play this footage for you, I will show you what today's current situation is. Day 1. Hey guys, so it's been 5 days since I've taken out my gauges from a size 2, and I wanted to check in because there's some very different things happening on both ears. Before I get into this, I think the reason that it's so different is because the other day I tried to put in I think this was the day that I decided to take out the gauges. This happened. So I ordered a pair of gauges from Etsy. It was just plugs, glass plugs that were double flared on both sides. And I've always had a problem with double flares because my ears don't really ever want to stretch. My left ear was not happy about it. Like, no matter what I would do, it just wouldn't go through. It was like I was stretching my ears again. They were definitely blown out because I had some stuff coming out of my ear. But this is the perfect opportunity. I have an infection. I asked a couple people at work about gauges and if they've ever tried to shrink back to like normal size. And one of my friends told me that one time he accidentally blew out his ears and they shrunk back so freaking quick from like, pretty sure he said it was like an inch. He didn't shrink all the way, but he got down to like an 8, which is crazy. So after he told me that, that's when I went to the bathroom and I was like, wait, let me look at my ears because I kind of blew out my ear the other day. So I saw them and I noticed that this one, which is the one that I slightly blew out, is so small. Sorry about the dry skin, but this one did not blow out and it's probably a 6 or a 4. So I'm thinking about like trying to stretch my earlobe and then let it like shrink back down. I don't necessarily think you have to blow it out in order for it to shrink quicker. I think just stretching it alone will kind of wake it up a little bit. So take that as you will. If you've had it for way less time, then your ears will probably shrink back to normal in a jiffy. We're back. Okay, so today my current situation is, come take a closer look and I will show you my current situation. With the earring in, hold on, I don't know if I have like dry skin or whatever. With the earring in, this is what it looks like. You can't really tell. I usually have to keep kind of fixing it a little bit because if it starts to hang out, you can tell that there's like, it's not a perfect hole. But when I put the earring in a little bit more, it looks totally normal. It looks like it's closed up completely, and the other ear looks just like that as well. Now that I've shown you what it looks like with the earrings in, I will take them out and show you what the current hole situation looks like. By the way, I love these earrings. I got them at World Market for $4. I made sure they were nickel free. As you can see, It doesn't really look like a normal piercing hole. It does look like it had a gauge in it previously. If I try opening it up, that's about as far as I can go. So you can still see through it, for sure. So it's been 6 months, and that's my current situation. It hasn't closed up completely. I don't know if the frame looks different than before, so if it does, I'm sorry. But anyways, if you want to be on the safe side, I probably would stick with either a 2 gauge or something smaller if you want it to close up enough to put other earrings in. But if you're not worried about that, then who gives a shit? Do what you want to do. I do not regret having gauges whatsoever, and I'm happy I had them, and I'm happy I don't have them now. So that's how I feel about that. So yeah, that was my personal experience with having stretched ears and how I got them to be this size again. It's not that I ever stopped liking having gauges or that I don't still think they're beautiful, because I do think they're beautiful. I just am really indecisive, so I wanted to switch things up. But if you guys have any tips, tricks, or whatever for anyone trying to stretch their ears, close their ears up, please leave a comment below, because we can all benefit from that information. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this video was helpful for you guys. See you next time.